Welcome to Rite of Passage. Thank you for signing up and for trusting me to be your guide for the next 5-6 weeks. You are going to meet so many new people, you're going to learn new skills, and you're going to challenge yourself in a way that you've probably never challenged yourself online before. And right now, I want to talk about what you're going to be responsible for doing before the course begins, then what the course will actually look like, and I'll end with one of my favorite stories from a writer named Robert Caro. So first I want to start off with things to do. What do you have to do to get going in Rite of Passage? And I've thought a lot about this, and basically what we have done is we've given you now, for the first time ever, an extra week between now and when the course begins, where you're going to finish what we call the initiation workshop, and please finish that before our first live session, which is on February 24th. And so as you do that, there is the first module of the course, and it's called the Age of Leverage video. And this is a radical new approach to how to think about what it means to be a citizen of the internet and to live in 2021. So what are modules? Well, they're pre-recorded videos, and they explain the core ideas in Rite of Passage, and you watch them on your own time. We've recorded all new ones for this upcoming cohort, and then because everybody watches them on their own, we then come to the live sessions and we build upon the ideas. These pre-recorded modules are extremely important for you to watch because this is where all the core ideas are housed. So the very first live session will be on February 24th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And I strongly recommend that you attend. And I don't know how strongly I could say strongly here. Even if you have to stay up late or wake up early, please, please, please join us. It will make your experience so much better. This first live session just has a special energy. It is a moment that you will not forget. You're going to want to be there for it. And even if you can't make the rest of the live sessions, maybe due to work, maybe you're on a different time zone, stay up late, wake up early, join us for the first live session. And now I want to talk about course details. So there are 3 live sessions per week. There are the Monday and Wednesday live sessions, which are at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And then there are live sessions on Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. And then in addition to that, there are several modules for you to watch every single week. And what you basically get is the building blocks, the intellectual pillars of Rite of Passage. They come in those pre-recorded modules. And then every week we have the 3 live sessions. The Monday and Wednesday live sessions are about how to do everything that you'll learn in Rite of Passage besides the mechanics of writing. The mechanics of writing sessions where you learn about style, you'll learn about sentence structure, you'll learn about paragraphs, all of that will happen on Friday, with very first Friday being pop writing, which I can't wait to share with you. So now, in terms of how Rite of Passage is structured, there are 3 phases. The first is the build phase. And in that, we start off with information capture. And we actually didn't used to include information capture in Rite of Passage, but we then saw how much more successful people with a note-taking system were in the course. And so we added it and we said, hey, here's a full module and you'll build your information capture system so that now you can write from abundance, which is key and critical to the ideas in Rite of Passage. And then as part of this build phase, you will create your online home, which is really a personal website where you'll publish your writing and you'll have a Start Here page on that personal website. So then we'll transition from the build to the write phase. And this write phase is sort of a background thing throughout the entire course, but it does get very heavy in the middle in terms of, first of all, how to write clearly and persuasively, and then on the mechanics of writing, which is what we focus on Fridays, but then also some stuff about writing environment. How do you actually build a writing routine, set a life up so that you are writing regularly and consistently? And then towards the end, well, we're going to focus on the share phase. So now that you've written, how do you actually get your ideas out into the world, get them into people's fingertips so they're actually reading your ideas on their phones, on their computers, whatever that may be. And that's focusing on writing to create opportunities for you, professional, intellectual, social, all kinds of opportunities. We'll talk about that in the back half of the course. And then on Saturdays, there's CrossFit for Writing. And this is a rite of passage special. It is a 9-step process where you'll go from start to finish on an article in just 2 hours. And you'll realize that writing can happen way faster than you think. It just requires a new way of thinking about what writing is, a way of thinking about writing socially and conversationally. And look, writing fast, it isn't about being sloppy. We learn to write fast so that we have more time for editing, where we can polish up our words and make them very eloquent. More time for conversation, where you can actually work out your ideas with friends in a way that's much more fun than just sitting alone at the computer. And you'll see that writing ends up being something that's dynamic, something that's active, rather than something that's passive and solitary. And then finally, I want to talk about our writing groups. This is where we invite our very best students to come back as alumni mentors. And as a student yourself, you get to opt into the writing group of your choice. So when I was sitting down to pick the mentors, one of the things that I thought a lot about is how can we create a mentor group that is very diverse, where people are coming from all kinds of backgrounds and lenses in terms of thinking about how to write. Some people want to write vulnerably. They want to write from the heart. Other people are a bit older. They have some more life experience, and their writing is a bit more reflection on what they've done and the experiences that they've had. You get to opt into the group of your choice. So every week, you're going to meet and do a Q&A with your mentor, and then you'll exchange writing feedback in breakout rooms. And we did this because Rite of Passage has a lot of students, and it can be hard to figure out, what is my place? Who should I talk to? Who are my people? Who are the other people in this course who share my struggles, who think like me, who want to write like me? And writing groups end up creating this water cooler effect, where you get to know other people in the course personally. These are places for you to have really honest conversations about what's exciting you, what you're struggling with, what you're thinking about, and for you to actually develop ideas with a very structured process for doing so. And these groups are going to be how you overcome roadblocks on your writing journey. And I want to end with a story about these writing groups because they were inspired by the work of Robert Caro, who's a Pulitzer Prize award-winning writer who, when it's all said and done, he's going to be remembered as one of America's greatest biographers. And like so many of us, he spent years writing alone. And that alone time was filled with self-doubt. But one day, back when he was in the early days of his writing career and before he ever published his first book, he started writing in what's called the Allen Room at the New York Public Library. And I went to go visit this room because I resonated with this story so much. And in that Allen Room, he met the people, other authors who were on the exact writing path as he was. And all of a sudden, instead of writing alone and spending years just hounding away at this book, he found community that he could share his struggles with. He could talk about the very subtle challenges that we face when we try to rise up to do great work. And the conversations in the Allen Room, well, they turned into daily lunches. And those lunches turned into friendships that he would have never developed otherwise, friendships that have stuck with him for the entirety of his writing career. And he said, and I quote, "The talk was often about problems of research and writing, about the mysteries of our craft, our shared craft. And suddenly, just by being given a desk in the Allen Room, I had been made to feel part of a community of writers." And now, you're a part of a community of writers too. And so to my fellow craftsmen, welcome to Rite of Passage. Thank you for being here. And I'll see you on that very first live session on February 24th.